right. Any 47 percenters out there? Is anybody paying attention? That's what I want to know. Because otherwise you're going to get screwed and they're not even going to pre-lubricate. Okay? So just be careful. Make sure you vote no matter what. Even if you're stupid, at least you're exercising your rights. Speaking of the last administration. Dick's personal philosophy is it's not torture unless it's happening to me. Speaking of Mexico, some of my favorite plants grow down there. There's water right here. My footwork, oh, there isn't any. Don't bother. What's up? Technical difficulty? He was pedaling so fast his pedal came off.
That's what happens when you pedal your ass.
Don't ever get with him on a bicycle built for two.
Okay, we're good?
Yep.
I don't know about that, but we're ready. What would be next in our extensive repertoire? Oh, mushroom. A hat. Got it.
Mushroom king, I'll give you most anything. I'm a mushroom king, gonna make you dance and sing. Not just a regular sport, I got a whole lot more in store. Not just a regular fruit, gonna make your mind go stereo blasting loud. You're wondering when how, colors flashing proud. Take me down tonight, drop another cat. It'll still taste like crap. Put a little in your stew. It's bound to do about the same for you. Always whip a little in my eggs. Always makes me feel crazy in between my legs. Put some in your pasta, if you pasta. Drop another cat, it'll still taste like crap. Put a little in your stew, gonna do about the same for you. Always mix a little in my eggs, makes me feel fuzzy right between my legs. Put some in your pasta, you hippie rasta. All right, we got a dance number coming up here. Let's find some shade and shake it.
Spaghetti Fest Radio. This is your host, Mickey Gallego, for episode 3, season 7. And you hear the funky stylings of the Unfortunate Sons. And they're going to show you their little funky groove. They wrote this one inspired by Midnight Spaghetti being friends with us. So we'll let them play this one, and we'll be right back. This is from Spaghetti Fest 10.
Everybody's doing extra. Everybody's hitting it nuts. Everybody's doing extra. Feeling that big butt stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Spaghetti Fest Saturday night. Everybody's getting real tight. Gonna have fun tonight. I want it to inside. Everybody's coming around, shaking and grooving to the sound. Everybody's doing extra, shaking their butt. Everybody's doing it, doing that scrub. Everybody's doing that scrub. Everybody's shaking their butt. Moving to the left, I'm moving it to the right. You wanna move it all over, Spaghetti Fest tonight. Take the 1, 2, and 3, and back to the 10, you see. A little TLC, it's good for you and me. Yeah, oh yeah. Shaking it now, shaking it out. Everybody's having fun out there in the sun. Everybody's going to doing it to the through. Everybody's doing it to whatever they do. Yeah, oh yeah. Everybody's shaking their butt. Doing that big butt strut. Everybody's shaking it, shaking it, shaking it, shaking it, all right.
Okay, friends, that
Another beautiful day for
was
Spaghetti Fest
Billy
10. How
Beam and the Unfortunate Sons. That was some wonderful stuff. We got a lot of good stuff coming up tonight. Shout out to Billy Beam up in Frederick, Maryland. Hope you're doing well, and I can't wait for all of our bands to get together. Now, Billy also had some other groups he had played in, but in this case, we were just featuring the Unfortunate Sons as our pre-roll for the show. But you guys, will know as I'll play some of his other groups that he's been in on here. We do have a very special guest tonight. We do have Pelicanesis coming from whatever planetary time space continuum they are visiting right now. And we are honored to be having them come join us. That is some good stuff. The weather is kind of crazy here in Spaghetti Fest Studios world. Well, outside, not inside, because we're an indoor studio. Remember, still social distancing. We used to find our way around to different bars and different places during our seasons. Maybe that'll come back. But be safe out there, everybody. You don't have to rush anything. Don't be the guinea pig. Have yourself ready. Do your thing. Take your time. and be smart, wear a mask. That is something I really like to advocate for many of you. And while we are getting ready for the time to get Pelicanesis on in a little bit and do a block of their music and talk about the fill in the blanks, I figured I'd continue to play you guys some good stuff. And this season, I've been enriching the archive. So we have not only recordings from Spaghetti Fest past shows, but either albums from artists affiliated with Midnight Spaghetti or Spaghetti Fest, or anything they released or submitted for the event to play the event. And a long time ago, Spaghetti Fest 2, there was a performance by a certain artist named Michael Glabicki of Rusted Root. And this was on his one-take album where he would just sing and play all in one take with the guitar. This is Crucible Glow. I'll be right back. Spaghetti Fest Radio.
At 17. What could it be? I've got it made. What could it be? I got it made as I stare into the big, big dream. Yeah, it's a dream gonna ride. As of today, the dream I'd seen lately, it tell me of a show that would keep me elevated when the beggars trash the throne. Well, come on down, there's no need to wonder exactly which way to fall. I'm a seer, I'm a real believer. Don't need a loan to get this thing. 'Cause there's a fire that grows inside this working man. 'Cause down here your heart is so pure, you don't need to lock it up. If there's a crime on your block, you don't need to call a cop. As of today, the dream I'd seen lately, it tell me of a show that would keep me elevated when the beggars trash the throne. Well, come on down, there's no need to wonder exactly which way to fall. There's only one way to go, way to go. Prayers of the man are now inspired. Prayers of the man lift off the killing floor. I've come a long way to tap his wire, and now I know what for. And now I know what for. And now I know what for. As of today, the dream I'd seen lately, they tell me of a show that would keep me elevated when the beggars trash the throne. Well, come on down, there's no need to wonder exactly which way to fall. There's only one way to go.
Yes, Michael Glabicki, that was the hotness. We got a little more fun from previous episodes here. Oh, that is good stuff from guess who? Well, Pelicanesis friends, the Wavos.
Write you down this message of love. Don't get much chances, but neglect is not my frame of idea. You're in my mind, although my body's obligations will cease. Please understand it's not intended, but a place that I keep. I saw the morning and its beauty sang a song to my heart. To tell you always wouldn't be enough to say how I feel. I love you, love you. 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 Your phone like innocence is genuinely seen in your eyes. So independent that I sometimes feel I get in the way. You're a lover like no other and a best friend all rolled up into one. Compared to other women, darling, you ain't second to none. I love you, love you. 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 Come on. It's getting late, I got to get up early, wish you were here. To kiss and hold you and to say goodnight in person, my love. I sure do miss you and I'm so far away from you tonight. Just know I need you and you'll always be the love of my life. I love you, love you. 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 I love you, love you.
Well, the Huevos, they love you. Now, I know the Huevos did a lot of shows with Jaguar Dini in recent years, and I know that they did a couple Pelkinesis shows together, which is always a bonus. But here we are with our Pelkinesis show coming around the corner here, where we're going to be playing some samples of them from the previous Spaghetti Fest sets. Specifically, we're going to do some Spaghetti Fest 8 and Spaghetti Fest 10, but I don't know if they're listening right now and they know that, but that's the little hint is what's to come. But let's talk about what's been going on here in our awesome world. We have, a rainy day, but I spent the day before it started raining doing some gardening and kind of getting life started this week, being on the ball. So that I could crack some beers and enjoy Spaghetti Fest Radio tonight. That is a critical thing for me, is to make sure Monday is clear for the fun. Now, many don't have good times on Mondays, but we've established that Monday is now a new party day because of Spaghetti Fest Radio. That's right. So, we have to keep our eye on the prize, which is to get through this next hour and a half with a lot of fun. We got the fill in the blank game that is coming. We'll have some funny news that'll be coming up. We know that for clear sake, I know that I got, holy cow, apparently they're visiting us from the Smagmar Galaxy Cluster. That's pretty awesome of them. It's not too often that things on this show are able to kind of, when I say things, we're able to afford getting somebody to fly from outer space all the way here. So we appreciate in these hard times you guys coming here and visiting us, and obviously keeping your distance in case you have any kind of space viruses. As you know, we don't want to give Pelicanesis what we've got. But you do know that if we want to play some funky stuff, I have been introducing one tune of theirs every week from a group that played way back in 2007. And I was listening to this one earlier in the week, and it's got to play it on the show. This is the Affirmative Yako. We'll be back with Pelicanesis in just a little bit. Yako by the Affirmative. That tune is hot. Puts you in one of those moments where you think it's over and it starts right back up again. That's the good stuff right there. And what's really going to be the good stuff is in a few moments we will be joined by none other than Pelicanesis. We find out when they land in this wonderful world of ours. Hopefully with their mask on, no matter what, even in digital form. But they will be joining us real soon. So we've had quite a bit of stuff to play for you. That was Affirmative a moment ago. So if you want to hear throughout the season, I'm going to be introducing some of these things that are from the archives. They played Spaghetti Fest 2, and that was off one of their albums that they gave us way back called New Afrobeat. Hell of a group. Awesome stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to find ourselves hoping that maybe, just maybe, Pelicanesis will answer the call to their own sound. So what we're going to do is we're going to start rocking a little bit out. Oh, that is a beautiful sound. And I know that these guys...
Good morning, Spaghetti Fest!
will answer the call as we start
great and
introducing the greatness that is
This is
Pelicanesis.
our first trip back from outer space, as you guys know. We're coming here. We're going to be here for about 300 years, and then we're going to head back to our home galaxy. So we bring you tales of space joy and space fun. So are you ready to rock?
Let's get these guys going.
Are you ready to space?
And I'll be back with Pelicanesis.
Are you ready to spark? Yes!
And also, I'm very sorry, Wamos, for last night. But I really loved your music, and I was glad to dance on stage with you.
Zach Deputy last night, huh?
Oh, I think they've landed. We summoned them. Summoned them with their own music. There it is. We have one member of Pelicanesis has landed from the ship. All right. We have Ivan is in, and we're waiting for a couple more. Ivan, how's it going, buddy? Can you hear me?
Very good.
Excellent. Man. So I don't know if you heard, but I was playing a little bit of Pelicanesis from Spaghetti Fest 8 right there. We'll get back into that because I'll ask you guys a couple questions about that. Did you hear it a moment ago, or were you just
I did.
Yeah.
I recognize those arpeggios anywhere.
Yeah, that's you, isn't it? Or who? I know you guys traded off, but was that you on that tune?
Pat Fitz and Josh, I think we're doing the arpeggios there.
Nice.
The polyrhythmic arpeggios.
Yeah. I know you guys did a lot of trading offs, but we'll talk. Are we going to wait for some of the guys to join us from the master?
Sure, that'd be great.
If not, though, we're good to go. How have you been, Ivan? Tell me what's been going on. I have been keeping track of what you've been doing. I can see because I'm used to watching your live performances, so I can see where you've been performing from. I see the master. I don't know if you want to say the mothership of what you do. Your studio.
Yeah. I do it all here in the mothership. I got a studio. I can do my broadcast, so I've been doing workout videos to keep people in shape. I've been messing with synthesizers, doing electronic shows, and I've been doing guided self-esteem meditations to keep people positive.
Yeah, I've seen you superimposing cat faces on paintings and stuff.
Yes.
I'm telling you, you have like your own like QVC.
What's a QVC?
All right, wait, isn't that like QVC is like where you watch TV and buy stuff, that channel, right? Isn't it QVC?
Yeah.
You have like everything going on, right?
The whole time too. So that's
so are these workouts that you've been doing while we're waiting for some of the other guys, the quarantine workouts, I have actually been paying attention to the most. And I have a little something that's going to be related to that, but I like later for you here in a bit, maybe when they join us. But tell me, what inspired you to do that, and where did you get these workouts?
I needed to find a way to stay active, and I love Richard Simmons growing up. Part of my live Jaguardini show is putting VHSs of Richard Simmons on.
Nice.
So I would extend that a little bit and just kind of start my own Richard Simmons style show. And I've been ripping workout videos off of YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, it's Josh.
Yeah, Josh has now come off. I guess, he had to make sure that he was cleansed from the outer space where.
I was outside the spaceship, so I had to enter the airlock, put on my mask.
And I hope a couple of kids gave you some Reese's Pieces and stuff,
It's
Earthlings.
dangerous.
So where are you right now? Did you immediately jump to California? Where are you?
Yeah, so I landed in California a while ago, and I've been going a lot of different places, but I ended up recently I'm in California. It's crazy here.
Yeah. How is it? Are you been inside? You've been working from indoors?
Yeah, I've been inside. It's wet outside.
Well, you went outside one time and a stingray attacked you.
That's also true. You have dangerous animals on Earth, You gotta be careful.
Yeah, Steve Irwin went down to a stingray, so you gotta be careful with those if that's what you're really talking about.
He was a good human.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Got my foot.
Yeah, seriously, what is that from? Is that from a
stingray?
No, you're dead serious. You got stingrayed in the foot?
I got stingrayed in the foot. Yeah.
Wow.
It nailed me.
Nice. Where was it?
It was a little guy though.
Was it in like a kiddie pool or something, or like a hotel? You're like, how is this here?
The Birch Aquarium.
Yeah.
I stepped in the aquatic petting zoo.
Yeah, somehow you got it wrong, and you found like a sea urchin in your pocket later. You felt really bad about.
That's what they're calling it these days. Is that a sea urchin in your pocket, or?
Yeah.
Really horny?
I do believe those Spaghetti Fest 10 on the Spaghetti Fest 10 set, you threw prawns out to the audience. I've got that.
Oh, man.
We had a big fight before that show. It almost broke the band up. And it was, should we cook the prawns or should we not cook the prawns? And we decided to cook them. I didn't want to kill anyone with food allergies. But then I realized that doesn't even matter if they're cooked or not. But I think in the end, it was a good idea because there was a guy just straight up picking them off the gravel and eating them as we were throwing them.
Yeah, like you wonder what like that situation is now. There was a lot of rock and roll things to do a long time ago. Like if someone from a band like chewed off like something and threw it in the audience, you would consider eating it to have that moment with them. Be like, we both ate the same piece of that. Yeah, I know
that's exactly how coronavirus got started. I mean?
Yeah.
Was that an Aussie con?
Yeah. I know that's really funny that we said bat because we're referencing Ozzy, but like so many times do people like throw something from the stage and feel like, well, that makes sense. I'll just consume it with them or from them. Like I remember watching this interview with Marilyn Manson, and this little girl was like 12 and got to meet her hero, and he had just like cut himself on stage and was bleeding, and he dropped this rag full of blood and was like, I've got to go get this stitched up. Sorry, little girl. And he left. And she grabbed the rag full of blood, and like you can watch this on video. It's for real. Like if you ever watch this old interview, this little 12-year-old like freaks out about collecting his bloody rag in her hands. Now that's like just every disease wrapped in one. You're just like, oh my God. Not just because it's Marilyn Manson, but you know what I mean.
I thought concerts were crazy on Mars.
Yeah, exactly. But like so many different things. You just would you even take a selfie? Wrap your arm around your favorite musician, or is that now just like COVID?
Yeah.
Well, but you guys, there's two of the Telekinesis crew here tonight, and I'm gonna let you guys have a chance to pick songs. I like kind of in order if you want, or if you remember your set. Do you guys remember your sets?
No. No.
I definitely remember that your voice was one of the last things we just heard while I was trying to draw the sample out. I'm going to let you hear it again, and I want you guys to tell me, this is the start of your Spaghetti Fest 8 set. Do you guys...
Which one was this?
So this was... Yeah, so you're going to laugh. This is the West Virginia one where there's like the late night Wavos set in the gymnasium with like, half-naked people and all sorts of stuff going on. Right? And just that really weird layout of that campground because it had the cabins and like an upper field and
the lake, the pond thing, right?
The pond, yeah. There was a sauna. There was like all sorts of weird.
A slip and slide.
There was all sorts of weird things. Some of those things just actually people I think bring the slip and slides. I don't know if it was like actually infrastructure. But you say some funny stuff at the beginning of that. But before we get to that, is how was Pelicanesis formed? I have to say that as a fondness, out of all the groups that were formed in the JMU area from people that were already active musicians, kind of like spawned on a summer of activity or whatever, if I believe it true, I always remember saying that the bands that did that were the most successful were my favorites. And I always felt like, Midnight Spaghetti had kind of like come out of like quickly kind of putting it together and then becoming a fun thing to continue. And I felt like that's where those spontaneous moments that make a magic band are a fun thing. And when you guys merged, it was like instant that this was what was like all these different characters coming together were really like a Voltron,
I was just talking about Voltron today.
It was like a Voltron of like, and it's fitting with your kind of like sci-fi, kind of prog elements, I guess.
That is.
But yeah, it was a fun time. I really felt good about like new bands, like at that point where I was like, oh sweet, like people are like doing weird and cool, and inventive, and it was like people I knew, so that was a fun thing. And it was in the summer, so how do you get a lot of people to start coming to see you in the summer in this town? So that's really cool too.
Well, Ivan and Casey knew each other, right?
Yeah, we went to middle school together. He joined my middle school in 7th grade, and then we've been great friends ever since, and best friends in high school. And we started a band in high school called the Inflatable Love Sheets, and then we would just practice sometimes. I went to a different college than Josh, Casey, and Pat and Chris. I went to UNCW, and I would visit. I decided to move here the summer of 2009. Well, actually, Casey would bring Josh over to our inflatable love sheet practices, right? Yeah. And I was like, man, this guy's awesome. He's a good shredder. He's a cool dude. He's funny.
I didn't even remember playing an instrument. I think I just played the kazoo or something.
Well, you would pick up the guitar. We would jam out.
Well, you're like a percussion major at first, right?
Yeah.
And that was always playing guitar places and doing stuff. I mean, I remember hearing you sing at a yard sale.
Oh my God, that doesn't surprise me.
No, we did because it was the concert.
The Murphy's
fundraising.
Yeah.
The fundraising class, and you played was like pizza and coffee and like you at a yard. Yeah. It was tremendous.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But that's what was another thing was that you guys were all so many like multi-instrumentalists. Oh shit, it's P. Frit.
It is. Hello.
Hey guys.
Welcome to the
Pat looking like Timothy Chalamet.
I hope he's still playing with blob lighting and all the cool art right now in the time off. That was the good stuff. Is he muted right now? Remember all the lighting stuff that he did with the blobs and the
the oil projections.
Yeah, the oil stuff. I was shortening it down to blob lighting. It was blob lights.
The blobs and the
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. You unmuted
stream.
yourself. Yeah, unmute your stream. I'll give you all the audio you need.
Ooh.
Should I be muted? Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, we hear you now.
I think you've got the stream going on, but this happens in live stuff. So one question would be that, so you guys said you formed the band like that. You guys have met each other separately like that through different stuff. Like you were visiting, you went and got to a jam. But it was when you moved here that you actually formed the group, right?
Well, Ivan came up for a summer.
Yeah, I came up for a summer before I graduated. That's right. So we decided to start a band. Because they already had their posse here. I was the outsider coming in.
Well, we didn't play music, really. Not me, Pat, and Casey. We never played music together.
Okay.
Yeah, until you came and visited that summer, and we just jammed.
We were just around.
Yeah, I think you and Casey had worked out like a jam, maybe King on His Horse or something. And
that's right.
We went to a party, and we played a couple times. And,
well, I mean, before that, it was when Casey was in the house, right? In the basement of the farmhouse.
Yep, it was the ISAT house.
Yeah.
And Pelicanesis was post-Blatant, right? It was post-Blatant Vibe.
We played with Blatant Vibe, but I think...
But Blatant Vibe started first, and then you guys...
with Kuno. Yeah.
Because I remember listening to Casey as a drummer in that group and listening to Casey as a drummer in Pelicanesis. And, Casey's one of the better drummers that's out there.
Yeah, he's like a modern. You know, he
I mean,
won a
pound
battle
for
of the-
pound, he's great value. He's like, it's like amazing drums for the size. No, yeah, he's a hell of a player. I
Which
can
he
only
built,
compliment
by
the
the way.
guy, huh?
He actually built his drum kit that he still plays today that summer, I believe.
So I know two
and he
drummers
won a
who are
drum
like
off in
that.
Virginia Beach. I mean,
When he was 17.
Yeah, so the drummer in Midnight Spaghetti, Piper, who used to be the drummer in a group called McClaw's Drive that played Spaghetti Fest a long time ago, but our current drummer, and he's been with us for a while, really great player. He builds his own drums. But when I'd asked Piper to join Midnight Spaghetti when we were looking for a drummer at that time, my backup was Casey, who I called and said, hey, if Piper can't do this, you're the other drummer I know who's that badass if you can do it. And he was like, he already told me he couldn't. So I was like, crap, my backup plan is already screwed. And I was like, but they both make their own drums. It's like,
so you're set either way.
like no matter what, they're like, got to have enough of these out somewhere. Like, you know, like drum kits. I don't have to ask me how to find one for them. They build them.
Right.
But yeah, I remember that about him. And he was just so tight. I mean, with you guys and with Blatant Vibe. So much props to him. And all of you guys. You guys are good musicians.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and so creative too. The most creative drummer I've ever played with by far. Well,
Like,
I don't know if I
ever
can
since
say
middle
that.
school, like he was just like dedicated to the craft of drumming, and he just practiced his butt off. and
Well, I
his-
love how like even his steady of like when it's not nuts, it's like he's a headhunter and how like it just stays so straight and like you're like, oh shit. Like,
He's a
Yeah,
metronome.
yeah, yeah.
He was in drumline, you know, and he was
Yeah.
like, you know, me and him, Casey and I were in drumline together. I played the bottom bass, which is like the easy one.
Ooh,
You know?
yeah. You were on the bottom.
You were the bottom.
I was a power bottom. That's for sure.
so
But anyways, I was gonna say Casey. Yeah, he's a metronome, even if he can't hear himself because there's 18 synths going on in his ears. So. Oh, we have a guest.
Welcome to Earth.
yeah, seriously, welcome to Earth.
What's up, guys?
I want to hear Mickey like describe what he's seeing right now on the radio for people that don't have a
Yeah,
video.
so obviously the fun about having guests, especially a full band, is using the Zoom windows, but I have like everybody in their little worlds, but one person actually hasn't taken their spacesuit off.
I just got in, guys. I'm still in the ship.
Oh shit, that is awesome. Now, do you have a green screen too, or is it just Ivan?
No, this is the actual spaceship.
The real
Oh,
deal.
nice, yeah. Yeah, they all left you there, right? You had like probably had to call AAA or something.
Well, he
to
was
figure
in the
out what to do
bath.
with
He
it.
told us he was
Oh, yeah.
in the bathroom. Tell us how you got out of the bathroom.
Oh, I mean, I had to climb out, you know.
We did put our bathroom on the ship in a pit, so you know maybe not the best design choice on our end.
Is there any
Yeah.
is there any new protocol when flying in space? Like, you know, like is there new measures you guys have to take or anything now?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we're social distancing the ship. You know, we got to stay 4 quadrants away from all the other ships.
That's yeah.
You got to wash all 6 of your hands. I mean,
At least you got that space soap, the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like that Cheech and Chong space Coke.
You might be surprised.
So for those listening, we have now 4 Pelicanesis members. I was right.
you're honorary, Mickey. Well, we can induct you.
Well, no, I don't need to be. I'm actually here just to hang out. But I know you guys in different ways either way. Well, I mean, I know through the band, but also Pat and Josh. I knew you guys through the MUI program at JMU. Pat is one of the few students. I'll tell you a funny story about Pat. Is that he's one of the few people I sent an email during class to. Do you remember this?
I think I do remember this.
He fell asleep in my class, and I took a picture of him and emailed it to him while lecturing. And he woke up to the email notification and looked at it and goes, "That's fucked up, man." That was his response to me. But it was great. I was like, it was the only time I was ever able to accomplish this, so it was a good thing. But
I
so,
do recall that, and I
class?
apologize.
huh?
I retrospectively apologize.
No.
I have another memory of that entire class, I think. I don't know if this ever happened to you, but it was supposed to be a sound reinforcement class, and there was some kind of testing going on in Anthony Cleaver, and I think it was the first or second week they told us we couldn't make any noise. So.
Oh yeah, they shut us the fuck up. I brought a whole band, and I think it was the Deemsters.
Mm-hmm, it was.
Right? And it was like, we fucking started rocking the hell out of it. It's a sound class. And I immediately got like shut up, like, and they're like, don't ever make any more noise again. I was like, how do we do that?
Yeah, get creative.
But that's all right. That building sparked out of the floor, and like there was so many problems when I was in that building, the Duke building.
I actually it was Anthony Seeker across from Duke.
Oh, because we had one in Anthony Seeker, and then one time when I had it in Duke, they made me go to Duke, and that's when they kicked me out, like that one too, for making noise. And it sparked out of the floor. Like we couldn't even do anything anyways. There was like one class ended when literally I was mentioning how concerts could be ended by act of God, and all the lights in the whole building went out immediately as I said that. And like all power went out. I had to cancel. It was a pain in the ass.
The curse class.
But now everything works in those buildings and is all renovated and shit.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Actually, Anthony Seeker was my office for a few years, a couple years back.
Oh, wow.
Got moved out of there. Gonna tear it down, I think.
Yeah. Josh, actually, you attended what I had to sub for one of your classes, and it was the one time you decided to videotape yourself coming into a classroom in your underwear.
So I wasn't in my underwear. I wasn't in my underwear.
Who was in their underwear?
That's common. Yeah.
My friend was in his underwear. TJ, yeah.
Like it literally was. I was asked like a day before this. They go, "Hey, could you sub for this class? They're doing a test." Okay, so I go in.
Oh, that was Dave Cottrell's class.
Yeah, it was Cottrell's class. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you guys come in, and I literally said I saw you were up to something, and I go, "All right, how are the chances that the one day that I'm subbing this, you guys get your chance for free reign to do like a video and like."
Yeah, I think that's why we chose that day. Well, that was in the recording studio.
It was in the studio.
I think there were desks set up in the recording studio, and I honestly don't remember if we asked you beforehand. or not.
No, you walked in. Someone walked in tidy whities, and that was it.
Yeah,
it
tidy
was
whities, and it fell over the camera, and we caught a number of people's reactions to that on film too.
Is this your roommate, TJ?
Yeah. I can find that clip.
Oh, you have that? Yeah, you have to repost that on the internet. So we're gonna play some Telekinesis and then get back to everybody. So you guys will be able to hear it. So I'll be giving it to the band so they can tell me what they're playing or what they hear. But we'll listen to the little opening part because I know that you guys will recognize this immediately. And y'all can chat with me right now. Tell me
Good
what
morning, Spaghetti Fest!
That's Josh, isn't it?
Wait, this is actually a great intro, though.
Is this spaghetti? Is this live?
Oh, dude, it's live at Spaghetti Fest 8. Like, you guys.
Oh my God.
This is our first trip back from outer space, as you guys know. We're coming here. We're going to be here for about 300 years, and then we're going to head back to our home galaxy. So we bring you tales of space joy.
Wait for it, Josh, though. This is...
So, are you ready to rock? Are you ready to space? Are you ready to spark? Yes!
Is this the set we threw shrimp at the audience?
No, not yet. That's Spaghetti Fest 10. We'll get to that one real soon.
Okay.
Oh, you missed that. Yeah, we covered it.
I really loved your music, and I was glad to dance on stage with you.
Ivan, you got up on stage at the Wavos the previous night.
That's Zach Deputy last night, huh?
I don't remember.
I remember you had
it
butterfly
was in
wings
the
on.
gym.
I definitely remember it.
That's why you just apologized to the Wavos for saying.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we smashed a little bit of whiskey.
Oh yeah, you brought a bottle of.
Oh, and it was vodka too. Remember, it was like we were combining all. It was not.
This has got to be one of the hottest starts to a set of Spaghetti Fest history, I have to say. This riff
This
and
was
this
Pat.
moment.
This song was a lot of Pat, actually.
Well, way to go, Pat. Let's all listen to this and enjoy this. We'll be back. Spaghetti Fest Radio. This is Mickey Glago, and I'm here with Telekinesis.
Pretty tight.
guys for showing up. Wow, look at this crowd.
All right, guys, what do you have to say for yourselves on that one? All right, well, first of all, what was that tune?
All right, guys, what do you have to say for yourselves on that one?
Oh, man.
Hey, somebody's feeding us back our own story.
All right, guys, what do you have to say for yourselves on that one?
Hold on 1 second here.
All right. Somebody hasn't learned how this works.
Got it. Well, I realized that was one of the rare times that we tried to do that little Tears for Fears thing.
Yeah,
I did not remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we ever quite got it. But it
Was that around the dropout? What was it?
You're muted there, Mickey.
I'm muted. Oh, look, I got muted now. Look, I sat there trying to mute your feedback, and I muted myself.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I know I've been messing that up. I just got the hang of it.
All right, cool. All right, we got it. First strike, Space Invader.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was awesome. So that was really actually a great take on that whole kind of section. But like, what I was meaning is when it dropped out, was that where you guys were talking about that section?
Yeah, it dropped out, and it gets kind of thin there because there was this Tears for Fears riff that we were kind of obsessed with at the time that we kept trying to like tease in the middle and practiced it. And
so now I'll know that little tidbit for when this tune comes up on Spaghetti Fest Radio again. What is that one called?
Shout. Let it all
Well,
out.
not shout. I meant the actual tune you guys were sneaking it in.
Oh, that's Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph.
Ralph.
So Ralph, and then with a shout possible tease in the middle.
Yeah, with the
Yep.
shout tease.
Shout tease, yeah.
Attempted a shout tease.
What does Ralph stand for, Ivan?
I didn't come up with the acronym. It's like robots.
Well, I'll tell you, the acronym was an afterthought. Ralph is a reference to, let's see,
Risky
Business, which Tangerine Dream did the score for and kind of informed that intro synth part there. So it's a movie reference, basically. And then I think we came up with a in-world explanation for what Ralph means, which is lost to time, unless Ivan has it.
All right.
No, that's what I was trying to
So
say.
now you guys don't remember what it stands for.
No, I don't don't think anyone ever
I don't
knew.
think we've actually written this song yet.
Start with
Yeah, that's in our future.
It's an old wooden ship. Lost in translation.
I put a picture of that show in the chat.
Um,
It's about me.
So do you guys remember now what was your second song? Of that set?
Probably
Across the Galaxy.
I'm gonna say Radioactive Thunder at the
So
time.
you played seven tunes, all right? And if we want to get to the Spaghetti Fest 10 set, we'll have to pick ones that we want out of each one. And we're gonna have to read the fill in the blanks here in a bit. But you guys can. What do you guys want to do? The guessing game to see what you think the second one is.
I'm gonna go with an anus son.
I'm gonna say Robotic People.
That's a good guess.
I'm a second Robotic People.
I'm gonna go Radioactive Thunder because I think that's what follows that one up on the album.
All right. Those are three different song names, right? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They sound like an ABC from like a Yes suite of sort. So like
That's high praise.
Yeah, name that again. What was Ivan's guess?
A new son.
And
Robotic People.
And there was a second to Robotic People, and then there was
Radioactive Thunder.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to the next one, then we're gonna read what the fill in the blank game words are for this week or the stuff, and then we're not gonna give our answers yet, but we'll be back for those. So make sure you guys have those ready to help me do those. But you guys can tell me what you think the song is now. It's gonna start playing. I always love this part where we have a guest because you try to remember how you put your sets together.
Mm-hmm.
The classic wow.
What?
Was that?
Is that Crockett?
Was that Crockett?
Coming online now.
Yeah.
Broadcasting in 3, 2.
Was he Skyping in or was he there?
Welcome to the planet Earth, Cape Ron Bridge, West Virginia. Coordinates unspecified. In Earth year 2010.
Does this tell you what song
The
it is?
7th month, but not according to Gregory. By the grace of the principle.
Oh, it's gotta be Laser Arm.
Time travel.
Laser arm this soon?
Establishment of humanity. I present to you the crew.
I think it's Radioactive Thunder.
Starship.
I love how you can't tell yet.
It's with Spaghetti Fest, man. We were attending. We weren't just playing.
Like, you know how like if you hear one note from a song, you can tell sometimes?
Yeah.
About the past.
We have no idea.
We're probably just noodling over,
skies and battle cries.
You're like, quick, write something
Hailing
now.
from IC 5070.
Pelican Nebula.
A veritable vat of violent hydrogenated.
I was just worried Ivan was going to puke into his space helmet during the story.
No, that wasn't this one.
Oh, that was a different Spaghetti Fest.
This is the one inside the gymnasium.
Oh,
Giant balls of
No, you guys played outside, I thought, on this one.
Oh, this one? Oh, yeah, I was going to puke into my space helmet. You're right.
The gymnasium was one of our best shows ever, though.
No, you guys weren't gymnasium. It was indoors at Spaghetti Fest 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one.
Mott did
trying
sound
not
for
to
you
throw
guys.
up the whole show, and then as soon as I hit my last note, I ran to the trash can and threw up into the trash can.
I love how there's enough intro to talk about this and still not know what song it is.
I think Pat might be right.
That's probably right.
I just know from that synth pad.
But holes.
So Pat was right. It was.
Many has the starship.
Let's listen to this here.
All right. All right, we'll be back. Spaghetti Fest Radio. This is your host, Mickey. We're here with Telekinesis. We'll be back in a bit with the fill in the blanks.
Slamming into one, ejected from another. They roam the galaxies in search of pre-apocalyptic worlds, telling us about the horrors of the post-apoca worlds. Breathe deeply, dear Earthlings. Watch closely and move swiftly to the beat. For lo, the celestial minstrels do sing and play, despite the darkened end of day. Fear the waves, hear the word. Sense the fields, rear the horde. 'Tis the mighty war pelican's thesis. Behold, the Nesis.
Cover of shadowy days, the cannibals feast on the hearts of their brothers. Hope and solace are long forgotten. The dusk of man is not fit for lovers. A doomed horizon shrouds the survivors. Humanity lost in a blanket of smog. Savage tribes with their rabid eyes, their souls as humans have been robbed. The heavens now laugh at man's useless plight. Their futile structures, their skyward lust. There are a handful who want to rebuild, whose efforts are bent towards civilization. But what is the advancement of the mighty modern man that brought about its own damnation? Humanity lost, there's no hope for us all. The world's gonna change when we drop all our bombs. Humanity lost, there's no hope for us all. The world's gonna change when we drop all our bombs. Hope for us all. The world's gonna change when we drop all our bombs. Humanity's lost. There's no hope for us all. The world's gonna change when we drop all our bombs. Humanity's lost. There's no hope for us all. The world's gonna change when we drop all our bombs. Humanity's lost. There's no hope for us all. The world's gonna change when we drop all our bombs.
great to see all you guys here.
I love how like crazy space like you guys get in the beginning of the song, and at the end of the song you're like, "Thank you, that one was for my mom." Like it's really good stuff right there. That's awesome. That's a classic moment.
Spacemen have moms too, you know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I meant by that. It was like it's one of those like you're all angry at the beginning, and then later you're like, sweet.
Hey, some moms could have been at that show. I know some of us had our moms out.
I'll tell you, as far as parents at that show at Spaghetti Fest 8, do you guys remember March to the Arctic?
Yeah.
I caught the Sanzo brothers' parents sneaking into Spaghetti Fest.
What?
Like straight up hippies sneaking in, and like it was the funniest conversation ever. It was just like, really? Y'all invented this shit.
From Don Drapes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, March to the Arctic, because the two brothers were in that
I
band
didn't
at
realize
that
he
point.
was in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's two brothers. It was the Mike Sanzo and Arthur.
So we're talking about like 2 generations ago of Harrisonburg bands now. Or
Yeah. But it's funny to hear somebody's parents snuck in to like something they were going to get free tickets from their kids. Why did they sneak in?
Well, Mickey, they're the only ones that got caught.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I know. It was one of those things. Now, I don't know what was the name of that one that you had said?
Radioactive Thunder, that was.
Radioactive Thunder, and it had a lot of intro and prep to that. When did you guys write that one?
I wrote it in college, probably in 2009. And then I brought it to Harrisonburg. I was like, hey guys, I got this song I'd like to play, and that's probably one of my biggest regrets in life is trying to make my band play that song.
When did we learn that one? Was it early on?
I think it was on that one was on the album, but it wasn't on the EP, so
a little later, yeah. It was.
Yeah,
it was
you must have showed it. Yeah.
I feel like I thought you said you wrote that one because you were having all kinds of crazy apocalyptic nightmares, but maybe that had already happened.
I've always had crazy apocalyptic nightmares. Definitely around then too.
I see. You're just constantly plagued with them.
Yeah. That's called radioactive thunder because after the apocalypse, because of the nuclear blast, the thunder is radioactive too.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Right.
It's audible radioactivity.
Yeah.
I see. So with the typical stuff on the show now is that right around this time, Ivan, it's so funny that you're running all your sound effects. I normally have, but you've been running a horn all night. You got the horn?
He's a one-trick pony.
He's a one-trick pony.
No, it's not.
Oh, there you go. You got something.
Got like 30 tricks.
If you only had 2 tricks, though, those are the 2 I'd pick.
Yeah, they're good ones.
Yeah. Other than the Wilhelm scream.
Oh, yeah, I need to get that one on here.
Do you so here we go. I've got the fill in the blanks game that we do every time we do Spaghetti Fest Radio. And the fill in the blanks game is pretty simple, as you get a blank and a word, or a word and a blank, or some kind of concept you have to answer. This all originated way back with other radio hosts. A certain Howard Stern used to do this way back. And Midnight Spaghetti used to have a lot of fun on our tour bus watching his Private Parts movie, if you've ever seen that movie. And the segment where they did the fill in the blanks game was a major influence on how this ever came about with the Spaghetti Fest radio show. So if you guys have them, do you guys have them in front of you?
They're here.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So Ivan, I would like you to read number 1. Remember, not your answers, just the question. We'll come back with answers. So
number 1, here we go. Doing da butt. Popular people, places, or things that have the word butt in them.
all right. Yes. We always know a good butt joke. And this is a thing where we find words that have things in them. Last week we made that happen with I forget which other one it was, but we do this a lot. But this week, butt's the word. All right, so think about it, everybody. But I'm sure you will find it. How about Chris? You have number 2 in front of you?
Yes.
What you got?
All right, I got rock and roll zootopia. Make as many zoo exhibits out of band/song names with animals in them, mammals, reptiles, birds, fish, etc.
That's right. how would you put together a zoo of band names? I'm pretty sure that you guys know how to do that. You have an animal, right?
Yeah.
And then Ivan could add another one, but we'll just let you guys get to that. Sweet. So number 3, can we go to Patrick?
Number 3, you have a magic phone booth for one night, Bill and Ted style. What history figure do you bring back to the party with you, and why?
Yes, I've thought hard about this one, and we'll have to get to our answers in a little bit.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Well, not a tough one. If you had to pick between just the ones that were in that movie, that would be kind of an interesting one. I'll do number 4 because it's not as cool as all the other ones. But sport movie anthems. Name a famous sports movie and its rock anthem associated with it. That's number 4. And number 5 will go to then Josh.
5 is Hall of Fake. Name the best fake bands from movies to nominate for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fake.
Yes, because we know that actually there's some fake bands that kick a lot of ass. It's kind of really messed up when you know fake bands for movies that are better than most bands that are real and try really hard. That could also be really embarrassing when you see that they wrote a better song than like other people who are trying. They like a mock song that's even better. So I know we know a lot of those, so that'll be a good one for us to hear in that category. And all right, so number 6, let's go back to Ivan.
Quote, I would watch that shit, unquote. Blank should have their own show doing blank on TV.
I think right now everybody's trying to have their own show doing blank on TV.
That's right.
Right? Everybody's a broadcaster. We're having a little fun with that. Yeah, it's a good time. I'm going to tell you right now, here's a surprise. I have a challenge that Ivan didn't know was going to come up. And so I'm going to challenge it here right after number 6 before we get to the last one. Ivan, I am challenging you this week, and I'm going to donate to your Venmo for your work, right? But you are going to create an exercise video for the weeks to come that will include only bands you've known from your Spaghetti Fest friendship history and create a workout, dance routine, or video to that playlist.
I'm writing that down. That's
all right.
Awesome.
So I will send you a Venmo as a friendly booster so you know, do that project and not put like my cat's face on the Mona Lisa. Although that one would be awesome too.
He put our faces on Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno for a mouse pad that I needed.
Listen, I love it all. I support everybody. I even I'll watch people's 5 minutes of setting up like their audio with their nostrils like up at their camera, like you know, like I hang out and watch that, and I'll be like, oh, sorry, I didn't miss the music, but I actually caught your sound check. You know, I'm like that hardcore of a fan, man. All right, so that is a challenge to Ivan for this week, and he'll know. We'll try to check back with him and see how that goes.
Can do it. Do you want it live or do you want it? We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk, but we'll get you the materials that you need from the different groups and stuff, and then you have to prepare your show however you do it. You could use whatever you need. We'll have fun.
That sounds fun.
So then I got really into this show called The Last Kingdom. Have you guys watched this at all?
I have.
I watched the first episode.
So if anybody has watched Game of Thrones and they got pissed off about it, this is the way to get like your chance back to like forget about Game of Thrones. It's pretty badass. And so I started watching it, and there's a cool thing that they say, or I hear people saying it from this old English term, to call somebody Ethel, and it means coming, or an old English term used in Anglo-Saxon English to designate princes of royal dynasty who were eligible for kingship, right? But there was a dude whose name was Wad in the show, so therefore his name was Ethelwad. Right? And the only reason I knew his name was Wad because as I realized this whole Ethel thing. So it's like his name is Wad, right?
My grandma's name is actually Ethel. So
yeah. So then she's kind of nameless. She's just from something that she doesn't know.
Yeah,
Ethel Ariel.
Well, she's from Long Island.
Yeah, Ethel Long. All right. So there you go. So Ethel, your name, if you will, for us to hear how it sounds. Hopefully your name isn't Wad, because Wad is not quite the thing. Wow, we see a Spaghetti Fest 9 ticket up in the window.
Oh, what a
I
show.
actually just pulled out my whole folder full of Telekinesis / Spaghetti Fest memorabilia.
Oh, wow. Do you have any recordings I don't have?
Oh, no audio, just posters, tickets.
I was gonna say I better get that audio. No.
I don't mean to derail, but we can get into it if you want.
Well, so we need to make sure what we're gonna do is I figure we'll play a little something from you guys, another one. Then we'll deviate. I'll play something else as we get in the loop, and I'll come back. We'll start answering the fill in the blanks, and we'll finish off with another block of Spaghetti Fest 10 from you guys.
Oh no. Okay.
But let's talk about Spaghetti Fest. Why you say oh no?
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Is that the one where things changed?
We decided
Isn't that the one where I came back? It was already a reunion at Spaghetti Fest 10, I think, right?
We decided we didn't get to practice enough, so we decided to make up for it with showmanship, and that's why we decided to throw prawns.
Oh yes,
instead of practice.
That was our first show, right? You know,
that was our
first
show.
show, technically. Yeah.
Before we went back into the past and played the other.
Do you want to know though? Then before we do number 10 in Spaghetti Fest 8, you're going to get one more song out of that set. Would you like to do something from the end of the set or in the middle?
I just wild card it.
I don't know.
Let's do maybe the end.
You want to hear number 7, this last song?
Dealer's choice.
I was thinking let's try number 7 and see what happens, right? Let's see how you guys close this one off. Or did you guys
right after?
Did you guys leave one band member on stage and all run away? Who knows?
As soon as I put the bass down, I ran to the trash can and threw up. So just think about that during the last note.
All right. Oh, yeah. What I do love about these Pelicanesis sets is I get to talk to you guys, and it's an honor. Thanks for being on the show with me tonight.
Oh, we love you, man.
The banter on stage of, like, whether it's with friends or whether or not you're just talking really, like, true bands that love what they're doing. It doesn't matter if they're really talking directly to somebody or just trying to make their band members laugh. Like, you know, you can feel the fun in it. So this is a good time. You guys know what you're playing yet? I hear, like, a space didgeridoo.
Oh yeah, this is a
massive facility.
Incompatible?
Incompatible device.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is a Josh.
So what did you play on this one, Josh? I know you guys used to rotate.
Guitar. This one was I only played guitar on this one.
However, after leaving the planet, Laser Arm and his crew were shot down.
When was the monk suits?
That had followed them from the facility.
Monk suits.
Didn't you guys wear like brown monk suits, or was it just you, Josh?
No,
he did on
Mikey
this show.
did.
Josh wore the
Mikey did
monk
at
suit at
Spaghetti
this
Fest
show.
10. I did?
No. Mikey wore practically nothing at Spaghetti Fest 10. The monk suit was an early Ivan did the green one, probably.
Josh is wearing it at this show. Look at the pictures I sent you.
This is Ivan's costume, but it was there from the beginning.
Oh my god.
My memory is foggy of a lot of this.
So this one is called
Incompatible Device.
I think the last 3 pictures of
Alright, now it's updated so people could read it on YouTube there. Now that I know what song it's called.
was that Kyle Flanagan?
Kyle on tablas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think those tones probably aren't quite coming through, but it's a tabla, I believe.
Kyle Flanagan, everybody.
All right, yeah, guys, we're gonna cut into that one a little bit so we can get to the Spirit Fest 10 stuff for you guys in a moment. But we'll divert a little bit, and I'm gonna ask you guys from a group related with Casey, who's not joining us right now. What is Casey up to these days?
Fishing.
Casey's living the life.
Yeah, he told me he was going fishing. I asked him to sub for actually a gig that got canceled because of the pandemic. It was really funny, but I was like, what drummer could I call? And I was like, I'll ask him. And then he's like, I'll be fishing that weekend. So that's funny that you said that.
He's an engineer. He's designing machine parts, and he's set up a homestead. So he's pretty much got a massive garden. He's able to pretty much like feed himself off of his land for the most part, and from the fish he catches. So he's just like kind of living a real simple life. And
so
has
like
a real
saltwater
cool job.
fishing is his thing, or is he like?
Yeah.
Wow.
Big guys.
He lives on the York River.
Yeah.
Wow. Good
He's
stuff.
been there for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
it's been a minute since I've been there, but he does good 4th of July parties, that's for sure.
So hopefully you guys are going to have your answers ready, because we're going to read the answers in just a few, but I'm going to play one more tune. It's going to be from Blatant Vibe to give you guys a little family connection there. I got... You guys have a favorite from them that you want to hear?
I don't know the names of any of their songs, but I love them.
Yeah.
Let's do Impersonal Space.
Okay. That's appropriate.
There, yeah, right? And Kunal was actually a very, very great MC and lyricist.
Oh, yeah. Great guy.
And Aaron, whose brother was one of the original keyboard players in Midnight Spaghetti. And then he came to Canada with us. We brought Aaron Walker to play keys with us in Canada. And I'll tell you a little funny story about him another day.
Reality collides just to rub the sleep on my eyes. I gotta quit being lazy, there's stuff to do. I get dressed, shove my feet in my shoes, and then I'm out of the house. Leave the car in the driveway Sunday afternoon. I'ma do things my way, consider the car. I reside where it's silly, but then again, a little exercise won't kill me. At the end of the street, I take a turn, and I'm overcome with the motivation to learn. I crave to understand the leaves on the trees, and what's the real story with the birds and the bees. I'm tired of living secluded in a personal space. One time for your mind, come on, hey, yo, be giving you that tingle in your spine. And I wanna explore the world and stop letting it waste. Back to my journey, I crossed the street, about to jump a fence when I hear a beat. Not professionally made, but worthy of head knocks. Turns out it's a group of kids rocking a beatbox. Slowly approach, I don't wanna encroach, but I feel like the words about to burst in my throat. So I step into the cipher, and when it's my turn, I run the track till the kicks on my feet burn. Needless to say, well, I get my props. I stick around for a while, then it's off to the shops downtown. Do everything is surround sound, no matter where you turn, there's something going down. Cross street, a drunk emerges from a bar, stumbles and proceeds to piss on his own car. Yo, I don't laugh, cause I can fully relate. And with love in this world, there's no reason to hate. Cause I'm tired of living secluded in a personal space. And I wanna explore the world and stop letting it waste. Big ups to Macaulay Culkin. On the crack
crowded sidewalk, you I move to a beat. Hugging random people that I see in the street. When I reach the city block, I get tired of walking, so I throw down my hat and my shirt and start popping. Do it for the love, cause I'm in it for that. Man, puts money in my hat, so I give the money back. The mood catches on with rapid effect. Soon I'm chilling with the hobos on the Capitol steps. Carefree, relaxing, sprawled on the pavement. Barefoot shoots next to me while I cave in. I lay in my back with my focus up high till it feels like I'm gonna fall into the sky. Sunday today, gravity is gonna hold, and all my worst fears gonna do what they sow. And if I hear complaints, then your ass is mine. I beat them C's in submission just to pass the time. Cause I'm tired of living secluded in a personal space. And I wanna explore the world and stop letting it waste. Last verse, I promise. Sometime later, I open my eyes, I sit up partially, only to slowly realize that my socks are gone. I'm lacking a wallet, and I got a back cramp, cause the ground's so solid. Whatever, not worth the drama and heat. It's obvious somebody needed my money more than me. But whoever stole my money, yo, the joke's on you. Cause he missed a dollar bill I keep hidden in my shoe. Feeling newly refreshed, I'm bound to my feet, listening intently to the sounds of the street. Nighttime now when the evening is waning. Birds in the sky have ceased, they're complaining. It's pin drop silence safe for the shuffle of weary feet picking their way through the rubble. I follow suit, I make tracks and I trek. Can't wait till I'm home again, back in my bed. I'm tired of living secluded in a personal space. And I wanna explore the world and stop letting it waste. Wait, hold on. One time for police and one for the president. A fist for coaches, a fist for the reverend. Twist your wrist up, one thumb for the better man. Kiss the tip with your lips like a veteran. Flip your wrist back across from the other hand. Witness this, it's us messed by the government. Let your words grow wings for the brother man to fly upon and escape to the motherland. Stack your fists up in the B for your brethren. Boom, the bat, bat, boom is what they uttering. A boom, the bat, bat, boom is what they uttering. Boom, the bat, bat, boom.
Yes, everybody, that was Blatant Vibe playing in personal space. Wow. There's the noises.
He's just preparing for the questions.
I've got sounds too, you know. I got the angry chipmunk. All right, so you guys ready? We're going to do the fill in the blank, and then we're going to jump into Spaghetti Fest 10. Tracks from you guys. So here we go. We have answers from the fans, and we have answers from you guys, right? Did you guys answer?
I got them.
Yeah.
You got answers. All right. So first thing we got to do is make sure we remember what number one was. Number one was doing the butt. So popular people, places, or things that have the word butt in them. We'll start with Ivan.
Halibut.
Halibut. That's right. That piece of halibut was good enough for Jehovah. I fell asleep to watching that last night, and I don't know if I'm really happy that I got to cozily fall asleep to some of my favorite comedy, or I'm mad that I fell asleep to watching that movie.
What is it?
Well, actually, there's two different. That was The Life of Brian was the stoning.
Yes.
I think it was the public stoning, or was it? Yeah, it wasn't. Holy Grail was what I watched last night, but The Life of Brian was this piece of halibut was good enough for Jehovah. Love it. Halibut. Very good. All right. Do you have any other butts?
I got buttress.
Yes. Buttress.
Yeah. I got Dave Bautista.
Batista. Yeah. If it sounds like butt, it is a butt.
I mean, who can forget him sneaking up behind the Undertaker with that steel chair and just, bringing out the Batista bomb?
I mean, is it a steel chair?
Well, it's a folding chair.
Yeah, I know, but when they say steel chair, I laugh because I've never bought one folding chair that's ever been, not a piece of shit.
I've never bought one either.
And yet they're like, the steel chair is out. You're like,
steel, holy shit.
Well, if their fucking turnbuckles built like their fucking chair, then shit's going to be fucking bad. All right, so any other butts? I've got some of the fan stuff. Pat, do you have any butt?
I'm disappointed that I don't. We're big
I
on
just
puns.
have Djibouti.
Djibouti, okay.
I feel like there's probably some
Buddy-stava.
But why, Pat?
Check this out, guys. We've got Beavis and Butthead from one listener.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dick Butkus. That should have been kind of on everybody.
How about, all right, well, then we got Seymour Butts.
Seymour Butts, yeah. Yeah, you make the phone call to any establishment. There's Seymour Butts there. Dave Butts, Dick Butkus, and Pete Buttigieg Judge, if you want to. He's got butt in his name, however you want to say it. Yeah. You make it seem like we're at a swim meet. I mean, you're the only one wearing like a shower cap right now.
Yes.
See, if people could see this would be a wonderful picture I could send out. This is Spaghetti Fest Radio. We have, you have your interesting little like, I don't know. It's not like a wig, but you look like you're like a judge.
Yes, I'm judging all of you right now. From
any other butts that you guys know about? Famous butts?
Famous butts.
Joey Buttafuoco. That might be one of the best ones out there.
That's fantastic.
That is really a great.
Having a brain butt fart.
That's anal egregious.
All right. So we'll move on. Number
He's on the
2.
TV. What happened to him?
Number 2 is Rock and Roll Zootopia. All right. What do you have, Pat? Any animals for your zoo?
Lemurs.
You have to have a band. You have to have bands with animals in them.
All right. Well, there's the monkeys.
Yes, that's an exhibit. You've got that.
You ever hear of a band called Barry White?
Wow.
The white bear, yeah. There's also the
I
deaf.
don't know about that.
There's also the deaf leopards. You know, some zoos are really catered to the handicapable.
Yeah, the deaf leopards, the jaguardinis.
Bears.
Well, the pelicaneses.
Yeah, how do you have a pelicanesis exhibit? Like, how does a pelican, is it kind of messed up? Like, pelican's like a seafront bird.
Yeah.
Like, how
Pelicans in the
sad
other
is
room.
that zoo exhibit to just have a pelican sitting there in like a puddle?
It's pretty
I think it'd be
salty.
great.
Yeah.
Pelicans in the other room projecting the exhibit into your brain.
That's right.
Wow.
That makes All
right.
more
Let me
bearable.
tell you what some of the listeners, and you guys tell me if you come up with any other ones. Great white fish.
Fish.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
That would be an
Oh,
aquarium.
I love it.
I'd see that exhibit.
I would love it.
What, the Hootie and the Blowfish exhibit?
I would go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got more monkeys as another answer. The Animals, which is a very general
That's
band.
easy.
You know, the Eagles.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Dave Matthews Band.
You would just put them in a zoo? You would just do that? Like, and now the native from Charlottesville in his natural habitat. All right. So let's move to number 3. You have a magic.
Well, what about seal?
Wow. Wow. Josh, out of nowhere,
a
you
band?
got a really good one. You were
Birds?
never going to survive unless.
I mean, yeah, you know.
Are there
I
at
was
John
just- I was
Cougar
just by a
Mellencamp?
rose.
There is the Cougar Mellencamp is one of those. Are there any other bands that have that would
Well,
be
White Snake. I mean, come on.
White
you know?
Snake? What else?
Jack White?
Fleetwood Mac Cause.
Oh, wow.
The Beatles? I guess that was
The
always the
Beatles,
Beatles. You
no
could just
one
go see
said
bug
the
exhibit.
Beatles.
I mean, you know.
That's really messed up. There is a bug exhibit. Oh, wow. There's actually more animal bands than you think, right?
There's so many.
The Animals.
Too many.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of it. We just have to think about
Not as good as the lemurs, though.
it. Yeah, your first answer was like a non-existent band immediately.
You just haven't heard of it.
All right, so we're going to go to number 3. You have a magic phone booth for one night, Bill and Ted style. What historical figure do you bring back and party with, and why?
Rasputin. Obviously Rasputin. 'Cause
Okay.
He pretends like he knows magic, and he's a lot of fun, and he just always got vodka on him.
How do you know that?
Because
he has a vodka?
he was a vodka guy.
That would be like wanting to hang out with Sam Adams because there's beer named after him.
No, he was just drunk on vodka all
okay.
the time, according to accurate historians. But he just
Okay.
pretended like he knew magic, so he was always pulling out these magic tricks. And Yeah, he was just the life of the party, apparently.
All right, there it is. That's who you would go. How would they kidnap them? Actually, it was really funny how they kidnapped them in Bill and Ted's. They would yoink him out of like the most like.
Oh, wait, he was in that movie?
No, he wasn't. I'm just trying to say that like that's the phone booth thing was like it wasn't like natural. You had to like steal the person out of something they were doing.
He was a big
stealing
guy.
him out of a magic trick.
Exactly right. They'd be like, "Where'd he go?"
Those poor babes.
Chris, who would you bring back?
About the vodka.
Can I bring two?
Yeah, you can bring two back.
At the same time?
I want first of all, I want Jesus, because I bet he partied pretty hard.
Yeah, he did.
Him and the Carpenters, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was a working man, and I would also bring back Jimi Hendrix.
Wow.
Oh.
Those are two extremes of the spectrum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not really.
Both of them?
I don't really see that.
Well, I mean, I guess as far as which one would have anything on them and the other one that wouldn't have anything on them. Like Jimmy probably.
I bet Jesus had all kinds of drugs on him, and they would be swapping. Imagine what kind of old herbs that 2,000 years ago, they've got things, we can't even possibly imagine.
Jimmy's like, wear my headband for a little bit. You'll be fine.
Oregano.
Oh, wow. That is a good one. So Jimi Hendrix and Jesus, both of them, there's a little bit of alliteration to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who would you bring back, Pat?
It's a good question. I'd probably bring back previous iteration of Venesis.
Did we die?
Wow.
No,
we party with our which?
Wait, I do believe Bill and Ted did grab themselves from the future when they could play better.
Yeah, I would go
when they
myself.
knew how to play their instruments. So you guys could go to a time when you felt you were like having the magic moment.
Just cut the middle, cut that whole thing out.
You could plan rehearsal, but then actually jump to after that.
Yeah.
Like just what you would do. It's pretty good stuff. I like that. That's good. All right. So, all right. Well, we've gotten a bunch of those. So let's move to the number 4, sports movie anthems.
I like when Mighty Ducks did Rage Against the Machine's Killing in the Name of.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was also thinking of the Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks, like they kind of were independently a way to get anthems to sell on singles post their era.
Yeah, when they started yelling, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me," and those kids started yelling, "Ducks, ducks, ducks," I got really excited.
Duck you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we have
Or
Mighty...
like, Michael Jackson's, the Free Willy song.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
I believe I can fly.
No, that's
that is
Jam,
not.
which is another
That's,
sports movie.
That's,
which is also I wrote
that's
that
R.
down.
Kelly.
Oh.
Yeah, get your stuff straight.
Yeah.
What about?
Yeah, no. The Free Willy one though is the "Hold Me Like the River Jordan" song, right? It's like Hold
It's
me
like
the River Jordan. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Free Willy?
That was Free Willy.
Do you consider whale riding a sport?
Yeah, well, that was right. That was
whale trapping,
whale fishing,
Whale
whaling. I guess it's called whaling.
Yeah.
whale fishing. Yeah, I don't
Whaling
think anybody's
James.
like, well, I'm going to use some prawns here. The Pelicanesis threw in the audience, and I'm going to catch myself a whale.
We're gonna live that down, huh?
All right, so let me see what our fans have to say, or our people here. By the way, I skipped what other people would say about who they bring back. Maybe I should listen to everybody else. Nostradamus to trip and rap with. That's what one person said they would bring back. Hunter S. Thompson, because it's Hunter S. Thompson. That's actually really, I mean, if anybody, Jesus don't have shit that Hunter S. Thompson's got in his briefcase. If you're
or his
thinking about,
lawyer.
or his lawyer, exactly, yeah. Who else? Marilyn Monroe and Catherine the Great. Wow, that's just somebody, they would bring them back. That's what they would do. Okay. Chris Farley, because that's actually a great bring back.
That's great.
I
love him.
Yeah,
Rest in
Chris Farley was the best. There are many of the best, so that's why you get to say that. All right. So we'll now go to the one that I actually was supposed to be reading, but I just forgot to read other people's. Which was, someone said Major League Wild Thing. Do you guys remember that movie?
Yeah.
That was pre-Tiger Blood.
Rosie
that
O'Donnell,
was
right? Oh no, that's A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own. Wow. This used to be my playground. That's Madonna. I don't know why I know all these.
Why did you know that?
Yeah, I just know. Come on, music.
What's the theme to Miracle?
No, what was it? It was the Wild Thing was with Charlie Sheen pre his Tiger Blood days.
The mohawk.
Yeah, he had the crazy hair.
Yeah. I like that Air Bud had Nine Inch Nails is Closer to it.
Air Bud had Closer?
That was the theme song, especially when
Did they have to edit it? It seemed like it was a kids movie.
It was just right there. That was Air Bud's.
It was just right there.
Yeah, and then at the end of Rudy, when the whole team starts chanting "fuck the police," I mean,
that was yeah.
I don't remember that. Must have been a different Rudy I saw. Eye of the Tiger is one person wrote.
Yeah,
Eye of the Tiger.
Right?
Yeah. And
Rocky.
Let's see. Are there any others that are big ones here that people might have put out?
What about like Tequila, like from The Sandlot? You know,
Is Tequila in the Sandlot or is it in the Pee Wee Herman movie?
Can
Well,
you
it's
call
in
that an
both.
anthem, though?
Is that not the anthem of The Sandlot?
But
When
like,
they're,
all right. So
they're
Sandlot
running
is
around
the
bases?
sports anthem. That makes more sense. Yeah, because I was about to say Pee Wee's not a sports movie.
Depends on
Blues.
how you look at it.
Someone. All right. So yeah. So are there any other sports movies that have the anthem? I don't know. I think that we've got as many as we got.
We covered all of them, I think.
All right. Hall of Fake. Hall of Fake. Name the best fake bands from movies to nominate for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fake.
I think we can all agree. I mean, Spinal Tap, right?
Spinal Tap is a hell of a fucking fake band.
And a movie. You know, I mean, it's
how about
great.
that band from Almost Famous? They got that one good song.
So the band from Almost Famous.
What was that?
I got a good one.
What
like
you got?
Clearwater or something, or water?
Stillwater. Yeah.
Stillwater. Yeah.
Penny Lane.
What about Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters?
Oh, what is that one from?
That's a fake band playing a fake band.
I mean, what about Zappa? Did Zappa have a bunch of fake bands, or were they real bands?
I think he was always just a fake band.
Really?
I'm a huge fan of the band Wizard Squabble from the 1989 film The Santorino Druids. Classic fucking
Dragon
fake
Sound
band.
from Miami Connection.
I've got a big one right here, guys. Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
Who's that?
The Muppets band that with Dr. Teeth and Janice and all of them. The guy with the teeth, Dr. Teeth. They were fucking jamming.
Oh,
What about talk about Dragon Sound from Miami Connection, though?
I love Miami Connection. Honesty, loyalty, friends for eternity. We are friends. That's a great song.
What about the Oneaters? You know, the Wonders.
Yeah, the Oneaters.
And the Shrimp Shack Shooters is the Oneaters playing a band in a movie
Wow, you got me on that one.
How about the Blues Brothers?
Yeah, you were just doing that thing you do right there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Blues Brothers and the Good Old Boys.
Oh, yeah. If I could bring somebody back, it'd be John Belushi for sure.
How about the band Shorty Jenkins from Lenny and Rupert?
Okay.
All right, yeah. I got one. Have you guys ever seen the movie Singles? This is somebody else put this on here as well, but I love this one. It's Citizen Dick. Have you guys ever seen?
No.
All right. Their single in the movie is I Am Dick.
I know Citizen Butt.
And Citizen Dick is the name of the band. And what's really funny is it's everybody in Pearl Jam.
Good one, Pat.
And Matt Dillon as lead singer. And when they get like
Matt Damon.
No, not Matt Damon. Matt Dillon. Different. Matt Dillon. The dude from something about Mary.
90210 or something? Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah. But he, so it's a classic part of the movie because their band is Citizen Dick. It's a fucking it's fucking awesome. All right, so
how about Lettuce Crab from the movie Leaves of Turning 3?
I was waiting for Pat to say the Dave Matthews Band again. Just to add, Dave Matthews Band.
It was gonna say Lemurs.
Lemurs, yeah, Lemurs would be the right answer for all categories.
Yeah.
All right, so this would then be I would watch that shit. Blank should have their own show doing blank on TV.
So what I want is for Ivan to have his own show, and it's kind of like a Bob Ross. It's kind of like Bob Ross, you know?
But it's still my idea.
But he's just painting cats. He's just painting cigarettes in cats' mouths and like explaining it in a really soft way.
He can put it.
Josh, I also made mine about you.
Is the only thing he paints is a cigarette every episode?
It's just a cigarette in a different cat's mouth.
Yeah, no other else. Like, there's no other skill but except to paint a cigarette in like proper dimension.
How many tricks does your pony got to do? You know what I mean?
Can you paint a good granny? Like, you know, long ash and.
Oh yeah, he could paint anything.
Wow. How about a Capri? Those little like Virginia Slims on a
You
cat.
got a cat, he'll make it smoke.
One stroke.
How about a hookah smoking cat?
Oh yeah, a little more.
You see, there's a lot of episodes you could come up with. The joy of cats smoking.
So many
I
things.
love this.
All right, nice job,
Cheshire
Josh.
Cat.
That's good. Will that also be available on all United flights?
No, because United's probably going to go out of business, but definitely Ryanair. And,
But the only thing that you can watch for free on like United flights is like Bob Ross. It like cracks me up. I was like, how is that like the cheapest thing they could afford to like?
Are they gonna give me paint?
I mean, that'd be finger painting on a plane or something. That'd be nice. All right. So, what other things would you see on TV? You would watch that.
I seriously wrote I would watch that shit. Josh should have his own TV show selling turnips.
You sell turnips, Josh?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's a thing.
But I could maybe be a good turnip salesman. I could turn a profit.
I believe
Turn
in
a
it.
profit.
All right. So one of our listeners said drunken rednecks trailer park cat hunting on a Friday night.
Pat hunting.
Doesn't Blake do that?
Cat hunting?
I mean, not like to live.
Like, it's not like a profession. Yeah, you don't like seek out cats for like lost cat rewards.
Oh, you
and
said
stuff.
cat. I thought you said pat hunting.
Pat hunting. I heard that.
No, cat hunting, not pat hunting.
Like, is
that'd
he
be a
like
little harder.
We have someone
Maybe
wrote
the cats get drunk and then hunt.
the Redskinettes playing slip and slide.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Those are shows that could all probably get some financial backing.
yeah.
And let me see here. What else? Does anybody else have to say? John Fishman and Mike Gordon doing male fashion makeovers. Do you guys know who that is?
Yeah, from Fish.
Yeah. In recent years, Mike Gordon's gotten a little kind of like on the, hipper. I don't know if you call it hip, but he's definitely gotten a different style to him than what he used to have. Yeah.
Well, because Fishman was always the one with the,
the moo-moo. Yeah. So he's got a moo-moo, and they say that, Mike Gordon's gotten a little more metro in recent years. So we have this really good combination of moo-moos with donuts on them and, hip wear, if you will.
Or a show with Pat. It's Pat Fitzgerald, but he's selling turnips.
Is it after Josh's turnip show and
No, it was first.
Oh, yeah.
First.
And Lemurs in the Wild would be your next one.
Lemurs are actually I use lemurs in the process.
He uses lemurs. I use lemurs.
Slow down, Pat.
All right, so here it goes. If you are in the Last Kingdom show, which is a pretty badass show if you get to watch it, then you would have this old English name giving you a little Ethel before your name to see how you sound. Could you be as bad as Ethel Wad? So what are you? I am Ethel Mick of Harrisonburg. Now, I actually would have been of Springfield, which is very general. I could have been of any
Virginia.
Springfield, Virginia. That's where I'm originally from.
Wow.
Mickey of
Is that
Springfield.
how you pronounce it?
Springfield, yes. Is that you guys landed there before and didn't know how to pronounce it? Oh. We used to play this town like Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, right outside of Harrisburg. We played this place called Mountjoy, and on the menu at the local diner was Virginia ham.
Oh no!
Yeah, they never fix the spelling all the time. Virginia ham.
What did it look like?
Oh god!
I never ordered it because I'm a decent Virginian.
Was it one of the signs where you could rearrange the letters?
No, it was on their menu, misspelled like year after year. They didn't care. It was Virginia.
Maybe that was the name of the pig.
That will be a lasting thing. Maybe that was the name of the pig.
They had one pig on stock.
So we have. So what would yours be? We have Ethel Josh, right?
Ethel Schwa.
Ethel Schwa. Ooh, like the schwa symbol?
What? Like Joshua?
Oh yeah, but schwa. You know the schwa symbol. You know what that is? Like the backwards A or whatever it is. You know what the schwa is?
How can A be backwards? It's symmetrical.
No, it's a schwa symbol. You'll look it up. Look up the schwa.
I gotta find this out.
The schwa is a thing.
I'm gonna fact check you.
I believe it's a backwards A. The schwa symbol.
That's pretty close to swastika. I don't know.
Chris, it doesn't sound anything like that.
So Chris, what would you be? Would you be Ethel Chris of where?
I'm actually going to go with my telekinesis ship nickname. I'm going to go with Ethel Piss Huge of Glens Falls.
Ethel Piss Huge of Glens Falls.
Yeah.
Nice.
Burning my banana bread.
What's Patrick's name?
Hey, man.
What's Patrick's name in telekinesis?
Intergalactic
Peef.
No, I don't think it can be uttered on the radio.
We definitely can't say it on the radio.
Oh, we can.
Yeah, but it's not radio. This is totally dirty times. This is my Airstream. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
It was fat tits dick.
It was Fat Dick Fitzgerald.
Fat Dick
All right,
Fitzgerald.
so you have to put Ethel before that to make it of that era. 9th century. Ethel Dick Fitzgerald. What was it?
It was
Ethel Fat.
I can't say it.
It would be Ethel Fat Dick of Fitzgerald.
Wow, of Fitzgerald. But that's really
Fitzgerald
you would definitely have
But
become
we've
a
all been
king
there.
back then. They would have been like, with a name like that, that's royalty.
Did we get to the other guys' names?
Who else? You mean the other band members? All right, Ivan, who would you be?
Ethel.
Oh, what was
Ethel
your
Christo.
What was it?
Of
I know what it was.
Gloucestershire.
Oh yeah.
Where are you from?
Gloucestershire.
Gloucester. You actually are from the Old English.
That's
places,
right.
yeah.
Ethel Ivan of Gloucestershire.
So yeah. That show actually, they spell everything the original way. It confuses the fuck out of you when you see that.
Yeah, it's
shit.
terrible.
All right, so someone says Matt the Confused. That doesn't work. That's not how this works. Ethel Beck, Ethel Dan of Orange, and
Hey, Ethel Dan of Orange.
yeah, Ethel Dan of Orange, and then Count Kev of the Wood. Wow, this person went. They choose. They are a count.
Count Ethel Kev.
Do you imagine? Would you do that if you like went back in the phone booth and you arrived? Would you take on like some name that like everyone's like, who the fuck is that? You're like, I'm
Like a title?
Yeah, would you just take on like if you went back in time, would you fucking dare lie and just take on some kind of fucking title? So people be like, oh yeah, because most people are like, yo, yeah, I know him. Like, you know, you name a band, people are like, yeah, I've heard of them.
I've heard of the Lemurs.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
You were neat enough, you could get away with it.
Yeah, like I wonder how it was like to be a liar back then, like about all your like street cred.
I am the Duchess of all of the land.
You're like, I'm from Arizona. They're like, what the fuck is Arizona?
I'm the Duchess of Arizona.
Trust me.
There you
It
go.
doesn't exist yet.
It doesn't exist yet. All right, so that is all of our fill in the blanks for tonight, which leaves us with closing part of the show is to go to Spaghetti Fest 10 Pelicanesis. If you guys are down with hanging with me for a little longer.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
All right, so what direction are we doing this? I can't imagine that we have 7 tracks on this one too. You guys only played 7 songs in both
Can you do
shows.
laser worm? Because that's when we throw shrimps at the lizard worm, snakes, and prawns.
Do you guys remember though the order of your set?
No.
I think that was towards the end.
Well, that's what's going to make this very interesting.
When Mikey jumped off of the amp and his drapery blew up.
He wasn't even wearing underwear.
And was exposed.
I do think it's impressive though that 2 times you played Spaghetti Fest 2 years apart with 7 song sets. That's
It's
I
probably
guess
because we
half an hour to
I
play.
think
Yeah.
we might have
Yeah, they're
taken
long
a hiatus
songs.
between.
All right, so we're gonna find out what happens here.
Or it could be the one where I almost caught a girl's face on fire because I tried to learn how to spit fire the night before.
Yeah.
You should never try to bring a new trick to the next day.
Every time we played, it was a new trick.
I know,
every
but
single
that's like
show.
bands should always learn this. And then they all do it. Everyone's like, "Yo, we learned how to do this yesterday. Let's try this tomorrow."
Yep. That
What
was
is
us with
this?
our songs.
This is an 11-minute tune, whatever it is.
There's a lot of fan
The most backstory you'll get.
You're actually buying time to steal the audience's wallets, and then you're just gonna fly back out of space.
Oh yeah. That's what I was doing in the crowd.
You gotta love having the crowd cheer to make sure.
We were not giving any fucks at this spaghetti fest.
Dude, you were doing yoga like an hour earlier on the side stage.
As it turns out, this is our first Spaghetti Fest playing here.
It's actually our first show, guys.
This is our first show.
Gosh,
and,
weren't you record?
we're thinking about potentially going back in time and playing other Spaghetti Fests. Have you guys been to other
I didn't even
Spaghetti
have an
Fests?
instrument. I had like a drum and like
Were we
part
there?
of a synthesizer.
You actually had
I guess we
confused
decided to
me
go.
when you said that. For like when I was listening to you say
it
that
good?
like at the show, I remember going, "He's played other Spaghetti Fest." And then you're like,
Well, this is
"I'm
our
thinking about
first
going
show.
back in time and doing other ones."
So,
So bear with us. In case you didn't know, we
it's
are
a time loop.
Pelicanesis. We're from the IC5070 Pelican Nebula.
I think I was trying to get my Game Boy to work and it wouldn't work. Because it was the first time I tried to use the Game Boy too.
There's always a first for everything.
Oh, this
This
is the
pony's
first
got a
time
lot
you
of tricks.
Let me on stage, and I bombed the guitar solo.
Oh yeah! You were like
I don't think
you
it
were
was
like
this long though.
you were like a half step down or not tuned
Yeah,
or
but
something.
for all of it until right at the end, and then I crushed.
Then I crushed.
Ooh.
That's the only part where it's tight.
All right, give me. I gotta put the name of this one in because this one's cool. What is this one called?
Spooky Dub.
Spooky.
What is it?
Spooky Dub.
Spooky Dub.
Yep. It's spooky.
All right, Spaghetti Fest Radio. This is Pelicanesis from Spaghetti Fest 10, Spooky Dub.
Godzilla, ladies and gentlemen. What is this? An opposer! It's Mecha Godzilla! What are you doing in Tokyo? Hold on to your memory. The rift you enter will alter the way you.
All right, guys. What was that? What was going on there? What is all of that all about?
It was
Godzilla.
windy, so it didn't work. I was dressed as Mecha Godzilla, and I was hiding behind a cardboard building, and we were supposed to surprise the audience after the first song, but the wind blew it over early, I think, and I was just exposed as Mecha Godzilla.
Oh, so did you have the buildings and all that?
Yeah.
Did those survive all the other shows? Because I thought you like destroyed that stuff.
That was a one-off.
He learned it the night before.
Weren't there supposed to be some pyrotechnics?
There were, and I almost caught a girl's face on fire.
What was these pyrotechnics that you brought?
Well, apparently you could put corn powder in your mouth and light it, and you spit it into a flame, and it turns into a big ball of fire.
Yeah.
I think you did it better than you were expecting to do it, right?
That's right. I practiced so well. And the funny thing was, the way to practice was I would just take a spoonful of this white powder stuff and get it in my mouth, and sometimes I would cough and it would get all over my face. So the next morning, when we went back to our site, the cops were walking by and I had a big spoonful of white powder. My nose was covered in all this white powder, but it was cornstarch, and I was trying to catch something on fire.
Totally legal.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
You're supposed to blow it like up in the air, though, right? Like,
yeah.
And you blew it at some.
I blew it directly towards a girl's face, and I think it got about 2 feet away from her.
And it did flame?
It was a fireball.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just
She
like
ran away.
Eyebrows and everything gone.
Yeah, you can't get away with that type of thing anymore.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Well, I always remember people contacting me about Spaghetti Fest being like, yo, man, I spit like fire and I do this and I do that. And there was always these like dangerous concepts and everyone wanted to like come do. And I was like, well, how long have you been doing it? They're like, yo, man, I like started a month ago and I'm like really into it. I'm like, I don't know about somebody showing up spitting fire all over everybody who just started.
Well, I started the night before, so I got them beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you go.
We just learned you just gotta not ask.
And I mean, let's not pretend there weren't the conversations that we had that were like, are we gonna ask Mickey if we can do this, or like, are we just gonna do it and ask for forgiveness?
Yeah, I remember I was interviewing John from Murphy's Kids last week, and I told him there was many years where I was catching people that were stage diving off of their stage. I was like in the middle of like, you know, they would do this big thing where the whole audience would crash into each other like Braveheart, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd be like in the middle screaming, don't do this, it's dangerous, my liabilities. You know, like
true.
But it's like now I look back and I go, if those things didn't happen, even me looking back at how stupid I looked freaking out about it.
No,
like,
you didn't. You did.
But you know,
you're doing.
You gotta protect.
Yeah, but it was like you got like Braveheart happening on the audience with a whole bunch of people. You know.
Oh yeah, there's always a bunch of
bands do fun stuff. So all right, so you guys, track 3. I'm gonna skip to track 3. You guys are gonna keep me informed on what this all is. There's a hum in this Spaghetti Fest 10. You can hear it be like the whole time. It's like the whole stage was a giant tube amp almost.
You know those days when you just feel like a robot? You wake up and you realize that you're nothing more than a connection of wires and circuits. Did you hate those days?
Did I talk that much? Like I don't remember talking that much at every show.
You talk that much.
Dance like it.
I Am Robot.
You start off like most stuff, don't you?
I don't remember.
But this is the decade spaghetti, the Spaghetti Fest 10. So
I mean, we always have to deliver our message somehow.
I remember we would always try to sell a ton of tickets.
This is Robotic People.
yes, it is. Yeah, I'm gonna put that on here for everybody to know.
With our robotic stare. Information stored on hard drives, processed by the human mind. By the click of a mouse, it can all be deleted. Forgotten on purpose, our brains depleted. My system is crashing, my mind shutting down. Love and loss of control. We need to reboot, we need to reprogram. We need to update and defrag the mind. My system is crashing, my mind shutting down. Over love and loss of control. We need to reboot, we need to reprogram. We need to update and defrag the mind.
There we go.
Desensitized, caught up in the stream, going where directed, nowhere in between. Compatibility between peoples becoming rare with robotic souls. My system is crashing, my mind shutting down. Love and loss of control. We need to reboot, we need to reprogram, we need to update, defrag our minds. My system is crashing, my mind shutting down. Love and loss of control. We need to reboot, we need to reprogram, we need to update, defrag our minds.
All right, guys. We're going to need some crowd participation at this point. Are you familiar with the members of the Space Council? Probably not. You're about to be.
Lizards, worms, snakes, prawns, lizards, worms.
These are the members.
Snakes.
It's going to get pretty weird, guys.
Prawns, lizards, worms, snakes.
Snakes.
Prawns.
Hey, you got your zoo. There's the zoo.
Worms.
There's a dance.
Snakes. Prawns. Lizards. Worms. Snakes. Prawns. Lizards. Worms. Snakes. Prawns. Lizards. Worms. Snakes. Prawns. Lizards. Worms. Snakes. Prawns. Lizards, worms, snakes, prawns, lizards, worms, snakes, prawns, lizards, worms, snakes, prawns, lizards, worms, snakes, prawns, lizards, worms, snakes, prawns. Reboot your heart, I'll reboot mine. Refresh your thoughts, reprogram your mind. Reboot your heart, I'll reboot mine. Refresh your thoughts, reprogram your mind. La da da da. weaknesses. Our hearts are crippled, rendered
Coronavirus.
useless, infiltrating or destroying me.
Y'all traveled in time for that shit.
Protected and multiplying. My system is crashing, my mind shutting down. We go, lost self-control. We need to reboot, we need to my system is crashing, my mind shutting down. We go, lost self-control. We need to reboot, we need to go back. We need to drag our lives.
All right, thank
Josh,
you.
you just mashed your arm.
Free
on
food,
the
everybody!
keyboard.
Free food! If you're hungry, we brought food for you.
Free food.
Huh.
I think that was ripping on the midnight spaghetti meal.
Oh.
Yeah, but was it the prawns? Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, I think we just threw the prawns at the people.
Yeah. It was lizards, worms, snakes, and prawns, and that's when we threw it.
Was it Pelicanesis and then DJ Cool? Was it like the most like awkward?
Yes, that's exactly
It
what
was
it
the most awkward transition on the planet, right?
Yep. Yep.
I know. We're
We got done, and he's like, you know.
Oh my god, that DJ Cool experience was just something else.
We hung out with him for a while at the car.
I mean, he was a blast. He was a really nice guy, but it was like just so funny how he started out the show. He was like, I just remember him like coming out, like driving up the hill with his Escalade.
Yeah.
with like
Yeah,
rims
black
and
Escalade.
shit. Yeah, it
Yep.
was awesome.
And he wouldn't stop hitting on my friend Ashley.
I there was a dude, I still like will text him and invite him to Redskin games or like, you know, or keep track of him or like hit him up.
That's
And like we found this like drunk girl in Mexico and I have an audio sample of her, but she's singing Let Me Clear My Throat.
awesome.
And like I literally, as soon as she started singing it, I fucking videoed it and sent it to him. So like there's some bonuses
Oh,
to
man.
Spaghetti Fest meeting some of these people. If anything is to torment them with like their own lives back at them. I don't know, like, yeah, it's like that's what our chance to do. Shock G, I know Shock G got arrested, I think, after he played Spaghetti Fest. Not here in Virginia, but I mean, like, you know, we have our own little history of fun things that go around some of the people that were there.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Spaghetti Fest 8, you guys play, we had Zach Deputy, who kind of got a little big after that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty fun set.
Yeah.
Pete Francis, you got him to come play.
Pete Francis was Spaghetti Fest 8. That was an interesting one because we had Mike Doty from Soul Coughing and Pete Francis like back to back. A lot of people were like, "Who are these two dudes?" And I was like,
Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
I think I
Jimmy's
kept
Chicken
asking,
Shack.
Pete
I was all
Francis
about
to
that.
play, do you feel like we do? I was that guy.
You say, wait, what?
I kept calling out for him to play Do You Feel Like We Do?
Pete Francis? It wasn't Peter Frampton.
I know, I think it was a
That'd been so funny to be not Peter Frampton and be yelled at all night. Play Do You Feel Like I Do?
What was
I know.
sad was like he threw
Terrible.
a bunch of his albums out at the end of the
And
show,
no one took them.
and
I
they
get
just
that
were
all-
on the ground for like the rest of the night.
Listen, I'll admit what's the weirdest thing is the two biggest names back to back were the least attended like sets
Yeah.
that year.
It was really crazy.
And it was like Pete Francis' set was cool. And he was
Yeah.
like he was a nice guy. I've never seen
Josh,
like,
you were stoked about Pete Francis, I think.
I was, and I couldn't believe how many people weren't like interested because I
no-
assumed that everyone there had heard of Dispatch.
if
or
you had
listened
said
to
Dispatch, then it would have been 20,000 people. But you mentioned like Pete Francis, and people are like, huh?
Yeah.
But it was like he was good. It was funny. He was a really nice guy. Like everything that you put on the stage, he was like, if you would put like your cheapest pedal out,
Yeah.
like, you know, like you paid $5 for it, and he was like, what is that cool thing? Like he asked about everything on the stage. It was like
Yeah.
enthusiastic about like
That's nice.
every little thing you had. He's like, what's that cable? It's
Yeah,
my
it was awesome.
guitar cable. You know,
Didn't
he was
Pants
really-
for Bears like play right before them too? or
Pants for
something?
Bears played. I can't remember what time they played, but I know that it was like that sequence of what was going on for that year. You guys played.
We played inside.
You guys played inside because I remember that was where the Stony Creek, like people were buying, like were drinking, and they were confiscating their beers. Like the people.
Oh, which I mean, people still had fun though. Ivan ran around with Alka-Seltzer foaming out of his mouth that he dyed green.
Yeah, that's right.
It was in like the indoor like rec room that
It was like a gymnasium.
Yeah, and like people were like, yeah, it was a. No, I don't know what it was. Yeah, it was.
We played a medley of Pink Floyd,
Daft Punk,
GMT,
LCD Sound System,
Daft Punk, and LCD Sound System. Yeah, we ended with Pink Floyd. Yeah.
I think that was our best set.
I would have to agree. That's my most memorable.
That one was
In a
like
good way.
crammed. It's so funny how when you sometimes take things to like the weirdest spots, like a gymnasium or a thing like that, and then like all these big stage moments, but like when you put it in a little crammed hole somewhere, and it's like, remember how epic that was? It was crazy.
Right.
You know, like
I prefer that.
Well,
For
because
us, it felt like it for sure. I mean, some of the best photos. Because remember B-Man guys, like Brandon Payne would come and take photos.
Yeah.
well,
And
we
some
had
of the
Brendan
best
Payne for
photos-
like Spaghetti Fest 9, 10, and I think around 11, and then he vanished somewhere.
Yeah,
he's back.
He's back.
I remember.
But one of the couple of these photos I put on our Facebook chat are from that show. From Brandon.
Yeah, just such a fun show that was.
That was the first time we ever played any covers. I think we kind of refused.
The whole show is somewhere. I don't know where it is. I filmed it, but I don't remember where it is.
Well,
I
if you
watched
get
it.
it-
You put a camera way in the back, right?
You'll have to submit
filmed.
that to the archive when you get a chance.
I will. I watched
Yeah.
it last year. I forgot who showed it to me.
I remember watching it though. Yeah, I remember that we had that.
Did we all watch it together?
I
This
think
last
so.
summer?
It doesn't really do the show justice because it's like kind of far away and the sound's a little muddled. But you know I don't know. It was a good time.
Well, it has been a blast with you guys tonight, catching
Yeah,
up with
man.
all this
Oh, thank
Pelicanesis. I have always played a little bit of Pelicanesis throughout our show from these sets, but it's fun to actually dive in and play some of the tracks that I hadn't done yet, or just let it play. And I will probably do that here, maybe save some of these for another night. But I do want to say thank you for being a part of it all those years. You guys are part of a culture, a revamped culture too. In those years when you guys came out, it made me feel really good of knowing that there was like a group of people that were creating like their own kind of cult following in the town. And cult following kind of bands are the fun way to do it, you know, that there's like a system behind people. They feel like they're doing something cool when they're there. Like even when it's like unprovoked, you don't know what you're going to do when you get there, but you're all part of a thing. Pelicanesis definitely had a thing going on. I loved coming to see you guys when you guys came to Harrisonburg last year. What was that show? What was the date?
July
4th.
I was there. I was there. God.
That was I remember seeing it. That was Independence Day.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a blast.
You guys came to our earth and you were like not hostile on July 4th. That was very nice of you.
That was also one of our maybe our second best show. I think we all really enjoyed that show. I mean,
I think
I think we expected that not many people would come out, but people came out, and also they closed the upstairs at the Golden Pony that night because 4th of July isn't always super busy, so it had that kind of Blue Nile era feeling of like just everybody crammed in downstairs or on the patio, and it's a lot of fun.
Any talk of doing it again, guys? Coming back?
Oh, when's
I always
Spaghetti
try
Fest?
I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, so if I put the fest back once we're all safe to have music again, you guys would come back?
I would say yes for me.
We get Josh on the teleporter.
Fuck it.
Yeah, that's the answer I want to hear, Josh. Yeah. Casey will come get you in a fishing boat and bring you all the
That's
way.
right. Yeah, we got to pick him up on a boat.
If last year is, I don't think any of us were expecting last year to be any good. I think we went into it thinking, we'll just play and it'll be what it is. But I think it ended up being a really solid show all around. Like we practiced our asses off all week. I mean,
There's
lot.
nothing more motivating than seeing your friends placing bets on whether or not you guys will like play the songs right, you know. Like you think
I don't know
they'll
if
hit
there
that?
was ever any possibility of us playing all the songs right. But
we definitely had some slip ups, but
yeah,
it was fun. It was a good audience and good atmosphere.
So do you guys still have all the same gear? Can you execute the songs?
We had to do some reinterpolating, for sure.
Most of it. I bought an expensive guitar pedal and then I returned it after the show when I came back.
Yeah, I bought like 4 cameras at Best Buy and then returned them after the show so I could do the visuals and show all the band members on screen.
You're like, I don't know, it wasn't working good enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of mud on these. Yeah, they came that way. It's
I can't believe it.
The weather's look.
That's space mud.
Yeah.
Did it rain? Did it rain at any of the Spaghetti Fest you guys played, or are you guys good luck?
Every single one.
Oh, the first one most
Every
memorable,
single one for
Spaghetti
you.
Fest 7.
I think the one where I wore a flannel shirt, and probably this hat. I mean,
Spaghetti Fest 7, it rained literally the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wet one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have
really
been
sick.
That is quite a thing that I've had to deal with, rain.
Yeah.
I mean, I can bring it to anywhere. Literally, like, we played in California and it started freaking raining, and I was like, it's like everywhere I go. Like, you guys had a drought, and I was like, don't worry, I'm coming.
My friend got married that weekend this year, the Spaghetti Fest weekend that it usually is, and I told her, I was like, don't pick that weekend. It always rains on Spaghetti Fest weekend. And sure enough, it rained on her wedding.
I don't think about it like that, though. I mean, I guess it's true that it rained.
No, I don't look at the bad part for sure.
I don't ever really remember the fact that it was raining. I only remember it now that you say it, that, frequently it was raining. But,
yeah, I mean, it definitely, there were some years where it was like it was hard to not notice. It was like, as you're like, oh, it's nothing, it would get heavier and heavier, and you're like, oh, it'll be fine. And it's like louder, strong, like you're like, shit.
Well, it never dampened my experience there.
Yeah, it was always fun being like,
Spaghetti Fest was like,
play in the rain. And you see who shows up. And,
Spaghetti Fest was an institution, man.
Well, I appreciate you guys being a part of it. I would love to have you guys back no matter what. Ivan, you have a challenge for this week, which is you're going to do an exercise routine to local groups tracks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
You said you were going to send me some music.
I'll send you some stuff, but one of those, we got to get Pelicanesis. Can you do like a dance routine? Because I saw you guys dancing to one of the songs. You had like a whole thing with the prawns going on.
That would make a good work.
We don't have that recorded, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you have to come up with something.
You have
It's
to
like
consult with the members of the Intergalactic Council.
it's like the Pelicarena. It's like your like Macarena of Pelicanesis.
That's exactly what it is.
Thank you guys for
it's the Spock Arena.
the Spock Arena.
Dude, thank you, man. This has been like a real pleasure.
Dude, catching up with you guys is awesome. The music is forever because, it's writing itself in the future and you guys are going in the past, So keep on gigging back when we all played shows. Go back in time and enjoy those times where everybody played near each other.
Thank you, Mickey.
Thank you, Mickey.
Yeah, thanks, Mickey.
I have mad respect for you. Thanks for all the
Yeah, I can't wait. Next time around. And Ivan, hopefully I'll see you in our own town again when we can.
I'm here again, so you will.
Yeah. All right. Much love to Pelicanesis tonight. I'm going to play some outro music tonight, guys. And Spaghetti Fest Radio Episode 3. Thanks to Chris, Patrick, Josh, and Ivan. And Casey is out there in spirit fishing and keeping the beat tight.
He's getting us dinner.
Yeah. There you go. That's right.
Sashimi.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for being there.
Thanks, Mickey.
All right. Good night.
Mickey.
All right, so we learned about lemurs and all sorts of things like that tonight from our good friends at Pelicanesis. And even though I've pushed the show length, it would be really nice to play a little something to, kind of vary it up since we did do a lot of Pelicanesis. And that's okay. I've got some Blue Mountain Groove from way back. Now, my story about Blue Mountain Groove is why... Well, we absorbed some of Blue Mountain Groove way back when Midnight Spaghetti took Eric Callio on as bass and Daniel Greenberg as our drummer for a while. But we met on my 21st birthday at Fat Tuesdays in Fairfax. And at set break, we all made friends. It was history after that. This is a little outro with some Blue Mountain Groove. Thanks to the guys at Pelicanesis for being with us. Spaghetti Fest Radio. This is your host, Mickey. Another great episode. This is episode 3. We'll see you next time.
Things aren't the same when I'm looking out my window pane. aren't the same when I'm looking out my window. When I'm looking out my window place, when I'm looking out my window place.
So that was Blue Mountain Groove from their classic CD they released way back 2003 time. I used to play some parties in my backyard. So to end it off tonight, we really appreciate the fact that we had Pelicanesis on. That was something else. What a surprise to have all those guys join us. Lucky us. And for them to say that they would come play another Spaghetti Fest. So it's balls in my court, I guess. I've got to do that. We've got to come up with some way. But you know what? There's time because we're not ready to have any concerts anytime soon. But when there are concerts, we'll be ready to help you promote them and put them on. We do have a Midnight Spaghetti show in the books coming up July 25th. If concerts are happening, look at that. We've got something in the books to hope for. But be safe out there and don't just assume everything's all good to go. So let's go ahead and end this on a fun note. We're going to play some Future from Spaghetti Fest 8. They played right before, I believe, Pelicanesis. Awesome band as well. And what a way to end it tonight. Here's some Future from Spaghetti Fest 8. Good night, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks, Monday nights, 9:30 to 11, and longer when we want to.
But right now, I want you to lose your shit. See, we